Hi, it's Colin Pates here, ex-Chelsea 400 games. Don't forget to subscribe to Chelsea SW6.
You're watching Chelsea SW6.
Hello guys, so it's Andy here from Not So Sunny Devon today. So obviously the first question being asked is, how do we stop conceding silly goals? Now we all know with a fit Tony Rudiger in the team, he's going to make a difference. He's going to make a massive difference. I mean, he to me is probably the next captain after Aspie. So that's going to be a big gain, and also fit N'Golo. But it runs deeper than that, I think. I think the way we're set up to play, we're set up on this high press to go fast into teams. We're trying to play like the Man City, like Liverpool do. Yeah, great to watch, but you've got to be mindful of your defensive duties, and I just don't think there's no leadership in midfield when it comes to that. It just seems they all go and no one seems to sit. And as we saw last season, N'Golo is great at the high press. I mean, he's a natural for it. But we also know defensively he's great. So it's one of those, it's very much Essien-like. Someone's got to take control there and say, right, well, someone's got to sit if the other two are going. And cut out silly mistakes. Cut out the silly mistakes we're making. I mean, zonal marking, it doesn't work. I can't remember a team it's ever worked in. Not at top level football as well. And everybody's talking about, you know, the back four. Well, if we're going to start playing a high line, potentially we can go free at the back. I mean, this is where you can look at, you know, we've got get Reece fit, got Emerson on the left hand side. We could quite easily go free at the back and play free, play two in midfield, and then you've got your front three as well. So the options are there. We just got to cut out the silly mistakes. But let's just remember, this is a team that are really a squad of players that over the last 5 years have really known how to defend. So now having to play this high press, and a lot higher than we were last season, it's going to take time. And we've just got to realise that time is what we need as a unit and go from there. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on that really, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Francis CFC here, from SW6. Yeah, obviously we seem to have this problem of leaking in goals at the moment. We've got a bit of a defensive situation. Excuse the cat in the background there, that's my cat Chelsea. Yeah, what do we do? Well, soon Rudiger will hopefully be back. I reckon he should be back after the international break, definitely. So that's going to be a big bonus. Reece James is likely to come back and to fill in that, slot in that right back. Aspie, what can you say? I love the guy, and he's been really great, a loyal servant to the club, and I wouldn't be without him at the moment. But if anyone's noticed, we seem to have a bit of a situation with a problem leaking goals down the right hand side. So I don't know, maybe he just needs a rest or something. I just hope he finds his form soon, like the way he used to be. But I think maybe it might be a bit time to give Reece James a try when he comes back when he's fully back from injury. Zuma, still a little bit 50-50 on him at the moment. It's great to have him back, but he seems a bit nervous at times. I don't know if he's just trying to impress, or I really don't know what it is. He does seem a little bit nervous at times. I love him. I mean, he's still a bit of a beast in the back four there, but he seems a bit shaky. Christensen, I'm liking him more and more now. I mean, last year also, he seemed to be a bit nervous as well. I think a lot of it was a confidence issue, especially after that Barcelona game a couple of years ago. He's definitely looking a lot better for me, and he's absolutely pace. He's got quite a bit of pace on him. I think with Rudiger and Christensen in defence will make a big difference. As far as Aspie's concerned, there is a possibility that with Reece James slotting into right back, there's every possibility Asby could occasionally play a centre-back as well. I think he would be better as a centre-back rather than a right-back. Kante will be a big bonus as well when he comes back in midfield. But the thing is, our midfield is definitely looking better. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Jorginho. I know he doesn't have his fans out there, but I've always been a big fan of Jorginho, and he's looking a lot better lately. He seems to be giving more freedom to control the midfield. Kovacic is even looking better as well. I'm loving that midfield three that sometimes we go with Kovacic, Jorginho and Kante. I think definitely 4-3-3 is a better formation at the moment. When we played 4-3-3 against, I think it was Liverpool, we definitely looked a lot better. Tomori, he looked good when he come on against Liverpool in a UEFA Cup game. But I think try him with a few cup games to begin with, just to give him that bit of confidence. So I'm still not 100% convinced with him at the moment. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Love you and leave you, and keep the blue flag flying high.
Hi everyone, this is Prince Tego from Accra, Ghana. Why is Chelsea conceding so many goals since the beginning of this season? First of all, I think that we need to take a critical look at Frank Lampard's time at Derby County. In the Championship, they were able to score a whooping 69 goals, if I'm correct, and then conceded as many as 57 goals in 46 league games. Looking at the statistics, it doesn't look too good for Frank Lampard because defensively, because if you look at his style of play, his priority is actually based on his attacking play, leaving his defense line vulnerable, which many of us believe that is not the right thing to do. I mean, there is a saying that the best way to defend is to attack, but if you should go all out attacking and leave your defense line vulnerable, I mean, it's not the best way. You could score, you could need more than 3 goals to win a game, to come back from behind and then win a game to do. I also believe that with the addition of Antonio Rudiger, should he stay fit in the coming after the international break, would be a plus for Frank Lampard. Secondly, I would also advise or suggest that he should shift Azpilicueta into centre back or centre half, and then when Reece James returns, maybe he can use him at the right back position, because Azpilicueta has been a pale shadow of himself for some time now, and I don't think it's the best. Maybe people might not see it, but to me, is his side, the right back, is the weakest link of the team right now, and shifting him to the centre back or centre half to pair maybe Rudiger or Christensen or Kezuma would be a very laudable thing to do. That is, should Reece James recover fully and then be able to start the games.
So, back four, why we leaked so many goals. I'm not convinced with Dave at the moment. I think Dave has he's slowed down for me. If we went back three and put him in the middle with Rudy, because we really miss Rudy at the moment, either Christensen, because, you know, with the height, Zuma, he blows hot and cold as well. I don't know, he was great for Everton. He seems to get nervous, and he just makes too many mistakes, like, you know, like the penalty against Man United. You know, it was stupid. It was a stupid penalty. So yeah, you know, Kepa, I think, needs to improve. I think if Cech takes him under his wing, one moment he's shocking. You know, you think, how did you not save that? And then the next minute he absolutely pulls off a blinding save, like you know, Casillas, you know, Buffon standards. But then other times, like the second goal against Norwich, you think to yourself, like, you should have got a stronger hand to that. He blows hot and cold for me. I'm not too sure. You know, I think he needs a lot of improvement, but he's only young as well. I think 22, something like that. So in terms of back four, it takes time. When Carvalho and Terry were first together, you know, it took time. We had Desai, you know, we had a few others. You know, Frank's it's early days. It's early days, and I think it's a bit unfair that people are giving Frank a hard time already. Not from Chelsea, but from other clubs and the media. I think it's shocking that they're giving him a hard time. He's obviously taken the things from the training from Guardiola, you know, from Mourinho, from Ancelotti. You know, he's taken on board all their tactics and trying to put them together. It's early days, you know. I feel sorry for Frank in a way because he's getting a bit of stick at the moment, but he's brought in youth, and everyone complains about that. Oh, Chelsea don't play youth, Chelsea don't play youth. As soon as you bring in youth, it's like, oh, the youth are not good enough. He can't win, you know, he can't win. So hopefully he will, you know, the results will improve. You know, he's got a season. If we get the transfer ban turned over in January, that would be good, maybe to get an experienced defender in. But for the moment, I think it's just, you know, he has to work with what he's got. He's got, you know, I think they'll improve. They'll work together more. He's keen on that. He wants to smash it together. Yeah, we're just leaking goals because they're not worked together yet. They haven't worked together long enough. So, you know, give it, you know, 2 or 3 months, sorry, and, you know, they'll have a lot more going from, I think, and then we'll stop that because we're being more of a unit rather than a bit separate at the moment. I think that's what we are, just a bit separate with silly mistakes, all about confidence. So that's my opinion anyway. Maybe not everyone agree, but that's my opinion.
Hey everyone, Marvin here from Germany. So the question is, how do we stop goals from leaking through? And the answer to that, I believe, is Rudiger, definitely. Now, he's a player, he's been our best defender last season. And when we bought him, I'd never thought he would turn out the way he did. I was a bit sceptical, to be honest. But he really impressed me, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys as well. So when he gets back to full fitness and full health, I'm pretty sure he'll get back into the team and keep his position. He's the best at what he does. And he's got the one thing that the back four are currently missing, and that's leadership and aggression. He's got that, you know, that, I don't want to compare him to JT, but he has got that aggression and that bit of leadership that he had, you know. He could, you just get the feeling that he can just take the game by the scruff of the neck and, you know, rile everybody up to go for the win. And the way he does some crunching tackles and, you know, leaves his mark on the opposition, it's definitely commendable. So when he gets back, I believe he will get into the team. Emerson, keep Emerson on the left. His crosses are getting better, so yeah, definitely prefer him over Alonso currently. Yeah, now the question is, who will partner Rudiger? If given me the option between Zuma and Christensen, they're both great players, but I feel Christensen is a little bit more consistent than Zuma. I'd love to see Christensen at the back with Rudiger. And then you've got Azpilicueta. Now, he went off the boil a lot. When all these pundits are talking about he's the best right back or one of the best right backs in the Premier League or even the world, yes, he was at one point, like 3 or 4 years ago, you could say that. But he slowed down. You know, he's doing a lot of mistakes now that he never used to do. But he still knows how to defend. So you could put him back. You could put him in centre back if you wanted to, and try him out with Rudiger and have Reece James on the right. That could be an option. But for now, I'd probably say Emerson as left back, Rudy centre back, Christensen centre back, and, you know, give Azpilicueta another go. Maybe give him a rest. Maybe he just needs a rest because he's been playing a lot of games. But I'm pretty sure Rudiger is the main thing that's... he's the main player that will sort a lot of the problems out. Also, having a fit Kante would help. So, you know, having Kante in front of the back four will definitely help out with some of the defensive issues. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I would do.
It is a fact that we're shipping in too many goals. And throughout the pre-season, we were conceding far too many, which Frank was fully aware of. And so far this season, in 3 games, we've allowed 7 goals to go in, 9 if you include Liverpool. And I guess the most obvious reason for that is the fact that Antonio Rudiger hasn't been in the side. Out injured, as we know. We're certainly a lot weaker without him. Also, you have to say that during the pre-season games, David Luiz was part of that back four. So I would imagine that he was always likely to be playing in that position. So something happened for that to change. And so Andreas Christensen and Kurt Zouma are having a form a partnership together. And that's certainly going to take time. And the system too, we're going to have to learn this system. We are very offensive, we're pushing a lot of players up, and we're certainly leaving ourselves with too many gaps at the back. Also, we're missing N'Golo Kante. You know, a fit N'Golo makes us much more solidified at the back because he's there, sitting in front of them, protecting them. And also, I've got to tell you, I'm not a fan of zonal marking, and we always look vulnerable from crosses and set pieces, corners, that sort of stuff. We're marking nobody, and the players, when they're running in to meet the cross, we're having to do it from a standing still start, and we haven't got the momentum, so the opposition are managing to get in front of us. I think once we get Antonio Rudiger back and N'Golo Kante is fit and he's doing the job that we know he does best, we're going to look a lot better. And I think time too. I think it's time. They're all learning this new system, and it's those reasons, I think, as to why we're shipping goals. And it's something that we have to sort out because, as Frank said after the Norwich game, yeah, it's great to get a win, fantastic, but the fact that we've had to come back again and get in front again, you know, we needed to be comfortable, and it's not something you can actually say about us right now. You just kind of get the impression that every time that the opposition get behind us, or there's a free kick or a corner or whatever, we're going to be vulnerable. But I think that's all going to be cleared up pretty soon when Antonio Rudiger comes back, and as I say, a fit N'Golo Kante, and as the defensive sort of unit starts to work more and more, and they understand what Frank's requiring from them as part of this system. Yes, he wants them to be on the front foot, pressing high, but you know, what you've also got to do is you've also got to defend properly too. It's no good having to score 3 because you're conceding 2. So I think things are going to change when the right personnel come back, and over a period of time as they learn and develop what Frank is asking from them. But I've got no worries that this is going to continue throughout the course of the season. I think things will get better.